How do you feel about a 4-day work week? I would probably hate Mondays less. Life would be that much better. I would have somewhere around 50 extra days a year to do all the yard work and home projects that I don't want to spend all weekend doing. Provided there's no drop in salary. Fucking brilliant. I would gladly work 4 10-hour days to have an extra day off. 2-day weekends are too short. They're gone just as soon as you start to feel comfortable. My company switched to 4 10-hour days. We are diesel technicians and work 7 to 5:30. Half of us work Monday through Thursday and the other half work Tuesday through Friday. We have did this for over 2 years and we all love it. It is so nice to have a 3-day weekend every week. Another thing about it that is nice is if you doctor's appointment or something, I can make it on a Monday and don't have to miss any work. My employer gives us every other Friday off. We work 80 hours over 9 days, MTH. It's really helpful to have those Fridays to schedule appointments, and I have less desire to burn PTO throughout the year just to take a much needed Friday off. Through the end of October, I had only used 5 PTO hours for the year, mostly for doctor's visits. The only real downside is that on the Fridays that we do work, nobody wants to do anything. Also, how do you feel about asking questions that they know for a fact that virtually all Reddit agrees on but asks anyway for karma and attention? They talked about this in the 70s. Yeah, everyone said. My dad did it. He worked 4 12-plus-hour days and took off Friday. Everyone else was like, if I work the 12 hours the 4 days plus another 12, I can make even more money. Yeah. Given that we now have more people in the workforce and supposedly more productivity because of automation, we ought to be dropping down to 32-hour weeks to compensate for the changes in our household structures. I work 4 10s a week instead of the usual 8 5s and I fucking love it. 2 extra hours each shift is easily worth the 3-day weekend. Feel like I actually get a break from work each week. In terms of climate change, it'd be about 20% less CO2 emissions from commuters, which is nice. I not only think it would be great, I think we should go further and eliminate required work hours for certain jobs altogether. Most office jobs can easily be done from home with a phone and a working internet connection. There's no reason to force people to commute and sit on a cubicle for hours and hours every week just so bosses can make sure they're working. That's 1919 thinking, not 2019 thinking. When you hire me, you should pay me X amount of dollars for Y amount of work. Whether it takes me 12 hours a week or 54 hours a week to get it done, my salary X never changes. And any free time is my own. Used to do a 12-hour day 3 days a week. It was glorious. As long as it is 4 to 8 hour days with no change in pay, I can get the same amount of work done in 32 hours as I get done in 40. Working a 5-day work week just makes life seem so much more pointless. By the time I get the other things I need to do, grocery shopping, appointments, etc., done, it's Sunday night. A 4-day work week might give me time to play the piano I bought to combat depression. 0 days will be better, but this is also an improvement. Reddit, how do you feel? Popular Reddit belief. Wait, all of you love it, what a surprise. To all the people who think that you'll have to work less, no, you won't. In order for this format to stay on, if implemented, I'm pretty sure your productivity will have to rise and you'll have to cover 5 days of work in 4 days. However, science is on our side. I'd also love this, as studies have shown that people exposed to these conditions take less breaks, browse Facebook less and are generally more efficient. It wouldn't work for me. I work at an animal hospital, open 7 days a week, and there's not enough of us to go around. And the company would never hire enough people to cover for a 4-day work week. I'd kinda rather just not work at all. There are a lot of pitfalls to this. You have to come up with a rotation. You can't expect the world to shut down on Friday. So now you need a weekend crew. Do they only work 3 days? Or are you overstaffed on 1 day? The clinic gets a lot more busy because all the people they saw in 5 days are now pushed into 4 days. Also, there are a lot of businesses that rely on people working. The food truck guy. If he can't sell food on the 5th day, he now has a pay cut. The daycare lady, does she continue to charge the same even though your kids are only there for 4 days? Your 15 days of vacation goes from 3 weeks to almost 4. Good for you, bad for the people that cover for you. I'm not saying that some of these can't be overcome, but just accepting it because a 3-day weekend is awesome won't work either. I work healthcare, specifically public health. People stay 6-7 days a week. I think it's less about 4-day work weeks, but more about work-life balance. For people that's already working more than 10 hours a day or no pay overtimes or working during holidays, working 4 days a week means very little. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.